Hello from AlphaCars in Boxborough, Massachusetts. We are very pleased to show you this Russian automobile. This is from the Soviet era, and this is Lada, also known as Zhiguli. And this vehicle is 1985. It has only 61,995 kilometers, which is about 40,000 miles. The car is absolutely amazing. It was picked by a very knowledgeable specialist in Russia who specializes in locating true vintage original vehicles. So this one, the first thing we're going to show you, for those that know the difference, and many of you do, is the paint meter readings. We do it on a lot of cars, high-end cars. And what is so special about this car, it is 100% original. All the paint meter readings are under 4.5 mils, which is consistent with factory paint. And the hood reads 3.5, 3 on a fender, 3 on the door, 3 on the driver's door, 3 on the passenger door, and this is in mils. Again, it's all consistent readings. Quarter panel is 3, trunk is 3.5, roof is 2.5. And the finished surfaces are in exceptional condition. There are a couple minor dents we're going to show you in the close-up. But right now we're just concentrating on the originality of this car. We have 2.5 on the fender, 2.5 on this door, and 2.5 on this door, and 2.5 and 3 on the quarter panel. So this is all original moldings. Everything on this car is original factory assembly in 1985. Think where you were in 1985. Well, this car was produced in Soviet Union in 1985, and it started its happy life with a very happy family, because you only had one lifetime opportunity to purchase a car, not to mention to purchase a Zhiguli Lada. So I'm sure that family celebrated the acquisition of this fine vehicle, and it was a one-owner vehicle. So our friend in Russia acquired this vehicle for us. It made it here to AlphaCars. Our technician went through this vehicle and updated all the service items on it. Again, we're going to show you the close-up, but it is a pretty phenomenal to have this in the United States, and when you drive it, it makes you smile. It actually, as you might know, this is the Lada 21063, and a little designation 3 speaks for the engine size, 1.3 liter, and it does a lot with that engine. The Ladas 2106 were also made with the 1.6 liter engine. We have one of those as well. We're going to show it to you. But with this car, the interior, which you're going to see in a moment, is absolutely spectacular. So when we drove this car, and of course I'm from Russia and I've grew up around these cars, and this car impressed me how well built it is, even compared to other cars that were built in the 80s. So the factory in Tolyatti, which is the town in former Soviet Union, was built in the late 60s by Fiat. This car is a very close, almost 100% copy of the Fiat 128P with improved and beefed up suspension and some other improvements, durability improvements that were made for use in Soviet Union on Russian roads. So this car, with only 61,000 kilometers, truly baby kilometers, it's a great find, and we encourage you to check it out. And we may still have it. You may be viewing this video and we don't have it available anymore, but if we do, jump on it, check it out. It's a great value for this automobile. So let's have a closer look. As you can see, we're on the left side of the vehicle. We just did a paint meter test, and it's truly and absolutely original. For those car enthusiasts that know what the paint meter test is, it's amazing that from 1985, the family that owned this car retained the original paint throughout. Of course, there are some very minor imperfections, and I'm going to just walk you through some of them, which are not a big deal, and they add to the vintage character a little bit. So there was one on the left fender. Back doors are very clean. There's one little mark here. All the rocker panels, it's all original. There was absolutely no welding or body work or any kind of restoration work done. It's absolutely original throughout. You look at all these little welds, and they're nice and thin, just like they were in 1985 when this car was built. All the gaskets, everything is original. Rubber holds up real nice. Stainless steel molding detail, it's all original. It has never been apart. The window moldings and the glass is all original. We are on the left quarter, which looks to be in very nice condition with a couple of minor touch-ups. Let's go around and look at the rear. So the Lada 1300 SL, also known as Lada 21063. Everything is original in the back. The moldings, they've never been apart. They've never been off of this car. You can see the tail lights, and you can see the license plate. This is actually the real license plate that we had to acquire in Russia to make it through the roads of Russia to the port of Bremerhaven. That's where these cars were loaded and brought over to port of Boston. And now we're looking at the rear bumper, which is in great shape. Chrome is beautiful. The bottom valance panel is in great condition, no repaints, it's all original. And we're making our way to the right side. On the right side, it's in great shape. The paint is all original, all the panels are original. There's absolutely no rust anywhere on this Lada. There are a couple of minor imperfections. The front fender is in excellent condition. And of course, let's take a look at the front of the car, which is a very distinguished detail for the Lada 2106, this one 21063. It's a casted chrome grille, dual headlamps, chrome bumper. There's one little imperfection here on the grille. I just want to point that out. And now we're making our way to the right side of the vehicle. And again, everything is in great condition. There's a small indent here on the door and a couple of small dents here. The rest of it is very nice. The quarter panel has a small little dent and a touch-up. Again, what's nice about this car, and of course the previous owner could have had all these dents fixed and vehicle or certain panels repainted, but we're looking at the original vehicle, at the original paint that was applied in 1985 in the Soviet Union. That country doesn't exist, but the paint does. So let's take a look closer at the interior, which is absolutely amazing. Well, we're going to show you, we'll start from the door jambs and the gaskets around the perimeter. Everything is in great condition. You can even look at the door latch, and what's amazing, the screws here are untouched and unturned. This is all original. Adjustment to the latch and to the lock was done at the factory, and it's still that way, and it closes nicely. It's very rewarding and solid closure. Wow, that's beautiful. Interior door trim of this door is in excellent condition with some nice graphic imprint on the bottom. The door handle in great condition. The dashboard is very clean with a one little minor imperfection that we'll show you in a moment. I'll get on the other side. Look at the seats. These are not reupholstered seats. This is all original. The carpets, the seats, everything is in incredibly clean, original condition. On the instrument panel, you have a variety of gauges with the 2106 Lada. You have the tachometer, you have the speedometer, and you have the oil pressure, of course the fuel gauge, and the temperature, engine temperature. You have a mechanical, electrically powered mechanical clock that is the signature of the Lada 2103 and Lada 2106, which is in great working condition, and it's doing pretty good on time too. So here we are going down the heating system. Everything on this car works. Here's the fan control, high and low and off, heat on, heat off, cold air, airflow actually on and off. So this is temperature, this is your airflow. You don't have to get fancy. It's right there. As you can see, everything works. Everything is in great shape. There's a one little hairline crack here on the dashboard, and one tiny little one. We're going to point that out. It's almost unnoticeable, but we're going to show it to you. It's right there. The headliner is in excellent condition. Another detail for the Lada 2103 and 2106 is recessed visors, sun visors here. Most other Russian cars didn't have that, and it doesn't sound like a big deal, but it was a big deal. People that bought Lada 2106 or 2103, not to mention they were lucky enough to buy a car in former Soviet Union, but they actually bought a high-line Lada or Zhiguli car. And as we make our way through the interior, again, I'm going to point out that the seats are all original and in excellent condition, and we're going to show you the rear of the car, which is also in very, very good condition. There are no seats. There are no seat belts in the back. As you can see, there's plenty of room. I just sat in the front and made that seat, moved it way back. As you can see, there's still plenty of room. There's plenty of headroom. You can have another person and another person, and it's going to be pretty comfortable, and there are plenty of headroom. So the carpets are great, the seat is in great shape, headliner is excellent, there is no misalignments. This car is a joy to drive, and we encourage you to check it out and visit us here in Boxborough. At least check it out online, and we can ship it to you if you like it. Let's take a look at the engine compartment. 1985, this was the time when cars were simple. At least they were simple in Russia. I know in the mid-80s in the United States, with emission control, it was getting more complex by the day. But in Russia, people were still driving very simple, easy to operate and easy to maintain vehicles. And this is one of them. So we're looking at a 4-cylinder engine. This is a 1.3 liter. Here's your air filter with the 3 little things. You can change it in a minute. A distributor cap with a vacuum control advance, fuel efficient and simple. Valve cover gasket, very easy to adjust and very easy to maintain. The radiator, the battery, it's all right there. And a very simple and reliable carburetor is right underneath. And here we have the coolant tank, windshield washer fluid, dual headlamps, and easy to access. Dual headlamps on the other side. Everything was very, very accessible. Let's hear it. Let's hear this engine run. Neutral. Ignition on. Well, I did not pull the choke, and the engine is relatively cool. We brought it up here, started up, and drove it a few hundred feet. As you can see, nice and stable, low idle. We're idling at about 650, 700 RPM. You can barely hear the sound of the engine. Our technicians, who are also from Russia, they know these cars very well, so it's been all tuned and adjusted properly. We offer full support, including parts and service for Lada in the United States. So if you have one, don't hesitate to give us a call. If you don't have one, you should get one, and this may be the car. How can you demonstrate the car and not do the road test? We're just going to go around this parking area real quick. Very comfortable seat. Nice shifting. Parking brake off, and we're good to go. Very nice radius of turning. And we'll put it in reverse. Smooth clutch, excellent throttle response. Of course, very good brakes. Shift through a couple of gears in just a moment. This was a lot of fun. Thank you for viewing this video.